Hi, welcome to this episode where we're going to be talking about the Findhorn Garden, and we will be referencing this book. This is where I first started learning about the Findhorn Garden. I have a couple, Eileen and Peter Caddy, who started all of this. Peter is unemployed, has no job opening up for him. Eileen has always been guided by the voice within her. And she is guided to this peninsula. There's only sand and there's only gravel there. And Peter decided that he's going to start growing his own vegetables. In 1963, they start growing their garden. They have no money for cement, but they start clearing the area. And a few days later, a neighbor tells them that there's a truck that left cement bags across the road. And for Eileen, this is pretty normal. Coincidences were normal for her. So we have Eileen, and then we have Dorothy, who's also part of the garden. And they both are receiving guidance. And they write it down every single day. Her guidance range from inner development, foods to eat, and specific daily tasks to do. Dorothy is the one closest to nature. And one day during her meditation, she receives a message and contacted the spirit of the plant kingdom. And they knew that the devas were part of the angelic hierarchy, brought the archetypal pattern for each plant species, directs the energy towards bringing a plant into the physical form on the physical plane. So they knew that they were cooperating with nature forces and man, and they were consciously collaborating with each other. Together, they discovered that they were practicing gardening methods beyond the practical norm. In their new consciousness, they discovered that they had the power to create their own world. Soil was full of life force, and their plants would thrive. They were very resistant to pests and diseases. Their foods were full of life force, everything that they actually needed in their bodies. And they also emphasized physical exercise. In 1965, they wanted some expert advice, so they brought in an advisor who took a sample of the soil, and he found that it wasn't missing anything. It had all the nutrients it needed. And here were the three groups that were working together: the devic, the elementals, and the humans. Eileen would receive guidance from the God within. Dorothy communicated with the devas. Rock could see and speak to nature spirits, and Peter represented man. Around 1966 to 1967, people around the world started to join them. This would be the beginning of a community that still stands today in northern Scotland, and it's quite fascinating how they were able to grow all of their vegetation on the land that they did, and they did so with the cooperation of all the nature spirits, the elementals, and they worked together to develop this community. So we'll talk a little bit more about this in some next videos, and I hope you enjoy.